Just as a disclaimer, this video is my own and do not represent Tiger Broker's position or opinion, and it is not intended as financial advice. Kia ora everyone. The Tiger Brokers app is a powerful app, and in this video, I'll be using my own money to show you how it works and take you through all the intricate features that are packed into this app. I have already shown you how to sign up to Tiger Brokers, deposit money, and how to use the desktop version, which a lot of you seem to like. So I won't be showing any of the sign up process here. We'll get straight into it because we have a lot to cover. Just one thing, if you haven't already signed up to Tiger Brokers yet, if you use my referral link in the description to sign up, you can get up to $80 cash plus 4 free trades every month and no currency exchange fees forever. So don't miss out on that if you haven't already. Alright, first to get the app, go to Play Store or Apple Store if you're using iPhone and search for Tiger Trade or Tiger Brokers. It should be the first thing that comes up, and it looks like this. I already got it downloaded, so I'm just gonna hit open. Once you sign in, it will look like this. It shows the total asset in US dollar amount and your daily profit and loss, and these will update in real time. If you click on this little drop down arrow, it will show you the same thing, but now it shows how much you have in cash as well. So right now it's showing I have $7,473 worth of stocks, which includes any unrealized profits or losses, and $254 US in cash. You can click on the drop down arrow up here to change it to any currency you prefer. For example, if you change it to New Zealand currency, we see that my portfolio with Tiger Brokers is worth $11,000 with $400 sitting as cash. Change it to Hong Kong currency, then we see what's it worth in Hong Kong dollars. I'll leave it as US dollars for now. Next we have trade and orders, which we will come back later on when we buy some stocks. Next to them is analysis. If you click on that, it'll analyze how well you're doing. I'm going to leave it to analyze the last 5 days for now, but we'll come back and play around with it. So as you can see, the last 5 days has been pretty good for me. The L and H on the graph stands for low and high points. The R or R stands for rate of return within the time period we have chosen. If you keep coming down, here it will show you how many stocks you have traded and how many were losses and how many of them were profits. I don't have any here because I haven't been that active. And because of that, I don't have any top profits and biggest losses down here. If you keep coming down, it shows the rate of return again, and apparently I've been doing better than 99% of the Tiger Broker users. If you come back up here, we can change the time period. Then we see the same thing but recalculated for the time period selected. If we change it to year to date, we see that my portfolio has gone through a lot of ups and downs. The Nasdaq is definitely outperforming me, but I'm better than the S&P NZX Top 50, just by a little bit. If we come down, I'm doing better than 70% of the people using Tiger Brokers for the time period we selected, which is year to date. If we come all the way up to the top and change it from account to stocks, we see all the stocks that's in our portfolio right now, and we can filter through markets here if you want, but I'll leave it at all for now. And as you can see, all my stocks are in the positives except for Tencent and CITIC. What's the difference between total profit and loss, unrealized profit and loss, and realized profit and loss? Well, easiest way of thinking about it is that anything that is confirmed and you received it, it is considered as realized. Like when you receive a dividend or if you sell a stock, your gain or loss then becomes realized. The stocks in your portfolio that keeps going up and down are unrealized profit and loss because you haven't sold them yet. So for me, all this realized profit are dividends I've received. And the total profit and loss takes into account both the unrealized and realized profit and loss. It shows how many transactions I have made for that particular stock, how long I held on to those stocks, and this last one is worth mentioning. It shows the currency these figures are in. So on this page, it doesn't matter if you change the preferred currency on the home page, this page will still use the local currency of their markets. And you don't need to scroll all the way to the end here because it shows which market the shares are in. So I have 1 investment that is in the US stock market and 5 in the Hong Kong stock market. Alright, let's come back to the home page. Next we have deposit, which we already covered in a previous video. If we click on more, we get a whole lot more. Trade and security orders we'll look at soon. You can set up auto investment orders if you want to. You can now buy fraction shares in the US market, change your trading password, buy a plan if you're trading options. Fee structure will take you to their webpage to have a look at their fee structure, but we already covered that and compared it to other brokers on this channel. You can open a demo account if you want to practice trading first, and you can open a margin account if you want to borrow money to trade. And odd lot sell, so in Hong Kong stock market, you can't just buy 1 or 2 shares of a company. You have to buy buy and sell them in lots. So depending on the stock, one lot might mean like 100 shares, but sometimes you might find you have stocks in your portfolio that don't quite meet that requirement. So that's why there's an odd lot sell function here. If you click on it, we see that we have two that don't meet the lot requirement. So you might be wondering, how did I end up with an odd lot in the first place? Well, I didn't sell or buy these stocks. It was given to me in a form of a dividend payment from Tencent. And yes, companies can give us shares instead of cash as a dividend payment. If we come back, deposits were already covered. Withdraw and convert, we'll look at it later. If you have shares in another platform, we can request to have them transferred to your Tiger Brokers account. You can look at your transfer and transaction history here and manage your bank account here. If you come down and click on accounts, it shows a similar thing to what we have already talked about, but it very clearly displays where your cash is. So right now I have 1,778 in Hong Kong dollars and $26 in US dollars. Next, this quote section we'll have a look at soon, and then we have settings. You can change from light or dark setting. The language setting is obvious. We can have pro or light setting, and if we have a look at that, we see that I keep everything in light version except for my portfolio page. So if you download the app and it looks different to mine, this may be the reason. I keep things on light version because personally for me, the pro is just too much and it feels a little cluttered. The great thing is this app is very customizable. You can select certain pages to keep light while keeping others pro. You can also change the default page. And if you click on home tab setting, you can add and remove things from your home tab and a lot more settings so you can go through and change if you like. But for this video, we'll keep them as it is and come back to the home page. Next is the invest section. It's very easy to invest through Tiger Brokers. Just click here and search for the company you want to invest in. Or you can use the filter function to discover new companies that you might be interested in. So if you click on filter, so you can filter by stocks or ETFs, categories, and market. So let's say I want to invest in stocks in the energy sector and in the US market. Then click on show investments and there you go. It gives a whole bunch. You can click on this heart icon to add it to your watch list. So you will get notifications on your phone when news related to that company comes out. Speaking of notifications, I've been happy with the notifications I've been getting on my phone. Even though I hardly click on them, just reading the notifications has been helping me somewhat keep up to date on things. Another great feature of this app is the AI that's been integrated into it. So if you were to click on one of these articles, and let's say you don't have time to read the full article, then you can ask the AI to read the article and summarize it for you. So that's been very useful. Anyways, let's come back. So if you click on a company, we see the price movement for that time period selected at the bottom. You can obviously change the time periods down here, and there's some more options over here. And you can click on this icon here to change it to candlesticks, or you can just leave it as the line. And if you click on this icon, it gives you more options. For example, going into full screen. Then you can see the graph a little bit better if you want to. And here you can change the time periods just as before. You can click on this icon to draw stuff if you want to, such as trend lines, change the color of it, change how big it is, move it around. You can also add indicators such as RSI if you're into that, or just leave it on volume. You can click and hold on the graph and move it around to see more details up here. And if we exit out of it, you see that what we did is still there. If you draw on a line, you can click on it and get rid of it. And if you don't want to see the volume or any other indicators, you can go back to this icon, click on indicators and unclick volume. And there you go, it's back. Reading a graph like this is called technical analysis. I'm not going to get into too much of that, like getting into what the indicators mean and stuff. That can be a whole nother video that I might make later on. If we keep coming down, there's a little description of the company you can read about. Then we see what analysts are saying. So based on 26 analysts, 58 are saying buy, while 42 are saying hold. Below that, it shows what industry the company is in and how well that industry is doing right now. And below that are some news and discussions related to the company. If we come all the way to the top, we'll leave option trading and have a look at analysis and come down to analyst price targets. Here we see what price they are pricing the company at. So this one is based on 22 analysts evaluating the company at $105 per share to $150, with the average being $127 per share. The current share price of the company is well below that. And if we have a look at the historic comparison, we see that it has never really matched what the analyst price targets were. If we come down, we have the fundamental analysis. It shows the change since last year. So if we have a look at the orange line and compare it to the blue line, we see that the company's growth and operating capabilities have grown down. If you click on this arrow here, then we get a little bit of more detail of what we just talked about. For example, for profitability, you see the change in over time, and you can change it up here to see the growth change, operational change, and so on. If we come back, technical analysis, I'm not gonna get into this video. Like I said, I might make a separate video on it later. If you click on financials, you will get all the financial data of the company in one place without having to go to the company's investor page to get them. And I have done a video on how to read an income statement of a publicly traded company, so if you have seen that video, you would know how to read what's on this page. I still prefer the full financial statement that the company puts out because you just get more information from it, like what the company has faced, their outlook, where their money is coming from, and so on. But this is great to have a quick gauge at the company's financial strength. Next is profile. Now this is great. In this section, it has a section for directors and executives, and you can click on them to find out a little bit more about them. Like I have said before, people in charge of the company are important because when you invest in a company, you're pretty much putting money that these people right here are the right people that will grow your money. Anyways, next up is corporate actions. And if you click on view details here and click on financial report, it shows the net income as well as how much the share price has moved 5 days before and 5 days after the net income of the company was released. And as you can see, there has been a little price jump in the third quarter of 2019 and 2022 when the net income was released, but not that much. And in 2020, when they had a negative net income, their share price was not affected that much. Right now it's showing the third quarter of all these years, but you can change it up here. Below you can see that Exxon's net income is much greater than the industry average. And by the way, you can click on hold on any graph in this app to get more details. Below that is another great way to compare the company with its competition. And as you can see, Exxon's net income is much higher than its competitors with about $2 billion difference between them and the runner-up. It's a great way to find out how well other companies are doing as well. If you click on dividends up here, you get some information about their dividends, such as how often they pay a dividend, how much they pay, share price change after the dividend, and how do their dividend payment compare to others in the same industry. Their dividend seems quite good. Anyways, if we come back, we see the same thing here. Come past it and we see who holds the majority of the shares. So we see that 39.91% is held by public and 59.95% is held by institutional investors. If we want to know who those are, come down to shareholder ranking and click on view details. Then we see who owns the most. Vanguard has about 387 million shares of Exxon. But not only that, we can see who's been selling. So if we click here, these are the people selling off Exxon. It looks like some have completely sold off their shares while others have reduced. And if we click on add, we see who's been buying. And we see that a person named Darren W. Woods has bought 1.6 million shares of Exxon. And because Tiger has this useful directors and executives section, we see that it's the CEO that's been buying shares of his own company. So that's a good sign, I guess. Anyways, if we keep coming down, we see that 2 billion shares are held by investment managers, 196 million shares are held by banks, and so on. If you want to know who those are, for example, what foundation holds 17,000 shares of Exxon, then just click on it and we see that it's not foundations, it's just one foundation, and that's the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Next, ROI stands for return on investment, so it shows the return on investment and compares it to the S&P 500. It looks like it hasn't been a good year. Alright, let's come all the way back to the homepage. These are just filters that we already used to find Exxon. Next is my portfolio. By the way, whenever you see an eye icon like this, it means you can hide those details, and you can do the same up here. Anyways, in the portfolio section, it shows the companies you currently own, the name of the company, the ticker symbol of the company, which stock market it's in, the unrealized profit or loss, how much the investment is now worth, and what currency it's in, and the daily profit or loss, which will come up here. Right now it's just showing 2 dots because it's the weekend right now and the stock market is currently closed. Below is the auto invest section, so you can add a plan if you're into auto investing. Below that is a little ad-like thing for a game. Tiger brokers like to put out these little cute games you could play and win something. I never played any of them, but maybe one day I will. Anyways, let's come back home and we're finally at the bottom of our homepage, which is the news section. If you haven't noticed, at the bottom of every page is the news section and I kind of been ignoring them for this tutorial. Next tab at the bottom is quotes. This is a good place to find out what's hot right now. When the stock markets are open, this place gets very busy. My favorite thing is up here. If you click on earnings calendar and then click on earnings, we see all the companies that are scheduled to release their earnings reports. And it also shows the forecast revenue as well. Pre-market and post-market here tells you when the earnings will be released on that day. And if you want, you can click this icon to add a reminder to your phone's calendar. You can do the same thing for dividends as well. Let's come back and the next tab is news. Now under news, you can look through the top news, breaking news, or news only related to the companies on your watch list. You also have a community tab for articles written by people in the Tiger Brokers community. You can write stuff as well if you want, and you get what's what's called Tiger coins for doing so. You also get Tiger coins for simple things like checking in daily. And you can use these coins to redeem different rewards. But more on that later on in this video. But personally, I don't really care for collecting coins or playing cute games. I just want to invest. But you might be different and you might find it fun, and there are rewards that you could get. Anyways, back to the news tab. One thing I really like is the live section here. Right on the app, you can listen to earning conferences, listening into what leaders of the company have to say about the challenges of the company and the plans they have for the future outlook, as well as listening to them answer questions from analysts provides you with a great insight to the company. And if you pick a call to listen into, let's pick NVIDIA.
With our first data center CPU to a multi-billion-dollar product line.
You can leave this playing in the background while you do other stuff. That includes other stuff outside the app, or you can even turn your screen off and leave the audio playing. It's great. Listening to conference calls of companies I am interested in is something I want to do more of, but just don't have the time for it. This feature of Tiger Brokers might help with that because it's right on the app on an easy to access place. Alright, let's come back. Onto the portfolio page. If this page feels a little bit more cluttered than the other pages, well, that's because if you remember, I keep my portfolio page on the Pro version and other pages on the Lite version. So if you keep going with the Pro version, this upper part here, you should now be able to look at it and make sense of it because we went over something very similar early on in this video. Then we have our portfolio. It is arranged in terms of market. So we have our American stocks here and Hong Kong stocks down here. It shows the value of your investments in that market as well as the profit or loss from that market. I'll just get rid of this call. Shows how many shares we have. So I got 12 shares of Apple and the last share price is $192 per share. So if you times these two numbers together, you get this figure down here, which is the market value of your investment. So my Apple shares are worth around $2,300. This figure down here is the average cost per share I bought it for. Then we have our profit and loss, daily profit and loss, then the position ratio. So Apple is about 30% of my Tiger Brokers portfolio. If you don't like this layout, like I said before, this app allows you to customize the layout to whatever you like. So if you press this icon here, you can choose to see or not see these things, add items, and change the order of these items. Now remember, if you don't like the look of the Pro version, you can always change it to the Lite version like I have shown you before. But an easier way to do it is right here on this page. If you come up here, click on this drop down arrow and select Lite, then we get a much simpler version of this page. And in the portfolio section, you can either select to see market value, last price, daily profit and loss, or profit and loss, but not all of them at the same time like in the Pro version, which some of you might find a little bit too much or too messy. Next is the profile page. This is where you have your account settings. I won't spend too long here, but one thing is, if you click on sign here, this is where you see what you can use your Tiger coins on. Those Tiger coins I mentioned earlier on in the video. So if you click redeem gifts, you can spend your Tiger coins on profile frames, stock vouchers, discount coupons, and get some commission free trades. Alright, next let's buy some stocks using real money. To do that, come back to the home page. The company I want to buy is in the US market. So the first thing I have to do is convert my money to US dollars, because if you remember, most of my cash is in Hong Kong dollars. So let's click on more, and now let's click on convert. I'm going to select to convert from Hong Kong dollars to US dollars and then click convert down here. It shows how much cash I have available. I'm going to click convert all. It shows you what the currency exchange rate might be. I'm going to hit confirm. I'm going to go preview. It shows you the current cash you have right now and the cash you will have after it's been converted. I'm going to click on exchange now. Enter my password and you get a notification. It has happened instantly. Alright, if we come back again, keep coming all the way back. And now to invest, just like what we did before, click here to search for the company you want to invest in. For me, I was going to invest in QQQ, which is an ETF, but because I'm only investing a couple $100, I'm happy to take a little bit more risk. So I'm going to put it on Tesla. So if you don't know the ticker symbol of the company, you can just search the company's name and there we go. It seems to be coming down, but that's alright. Now we're going to look at this section here. Buy, sell, auto invest, watchlist, and more. Let's click on more because we haven't looked at that yet. If you go into page setting, you can change the page to Lite or Pro version, like I have said before. Come out of that. If you click alerts, you can set it to alert you when the share price hits a certain amount. So for example, if you click create alert, you have all these options here. The current share price is 248. Let's select the alert to come on if it hits 280. And something that's really handy, it shows you what the percentage would be. I'm going to keep it as alert me only once, and then I'm going to hit confirm and then create alert. You can create multiple alerts if you want to. So we have a move up to 280, and if you want, we can go move down to 230. Hit confirm and create alert again. And you can keep creating alerts as much as you like. But I'm going to turn them off because I don't actually need them. Come back. Go back to more. Pause this if you want to write anything about it. Enterprise, I actually don't know what it is. I can't read this. Come back, click on more again. Stock profit and loss and order history. There won't be any data in there because I haven't actually bought them yet. And evaluation analysis is more technical analysis as well. If we come back, similar candlestick is a very interesting feature from Tiger Brokers because what it does is it analyzes the price movement of your current stock and then tries to predict where it'll go. And that projection is based on similar price movements from other stocks. So all these stocks have a similar movement to Tesla right now and is figuring out what the stock price will do afterwards. So based on these companies and their price movements, this is what the app is predicting the Tesla price movement will be. But personally, I would not trust that. Selector is a similar thing, but you choose a section from the price movement to analyze. Once you pick the part, click search similar stocks and then it'll go and find similar stocks with that kind of price movement. Anyways, come back. Next is large order monitor. You can turn that on if you want to. I'm going to come back. You can make notes of the stocks if you want to and then have a pop-up option ready for you to make quick trades. So if you click pop-up, you can go and do other stuff in the app and it will show you the current price of that stock right here. And when you're ready, just click on it and it will take you to that stock page. If you don't want it anymore, click on more again and close it. Alright, let's come back to Tesla and now we are finally ready to buy. So click on buy. And remember, this is on the Lite version. If you select Pro version, then we get to see the market orders as well. For example, so these are the people selling and what they're asking for. And these are the people that are buying and what they're willing to buy for. So if you buy at market price, it's going to buy from the closest seller to the current share price. Basically, when the buyer matches with the seller, that's the current share price. If you don't want to buy it in market order, you can change it here. And under limit order is where you can tell the app to buy it at a certain price. You also have these other options here, such as selling it if it goes to a certain price. But for this tutorial, we're going to leave it as market order. And we're going to do it in the Lite version. In the Lite version, you can do the same thing. And below it, if you click on this blue arrow, it changes from amount to quantity. So you can choose to invest in a company by investing in certain amount of stocks or invest in certain amount of dollars. So right now is quantity. So you can buy 1 share of Tesla or 2 or 3 or whatever. But in this tutorial, we're going to buy in amounts. So we click this blue arrow again to change it to amounts and it shows the available cash down here. So we have $246 in US dollars. I'm going to type in 245. Go preview. Continue. It gives you a little summary. Estimate fee is 0. You can get 0 free trading too if you use the referral link in the description to sign up. Anyways, let's now place a buy order. Order received and that's it. So now if we come back and now if we go more and go security orders, we see our pending investment here. If we click on it, we can see more details, edit it or cancel it. The reason why it's pending is because right now in America it's 1 in the morning and the stock market is closed. I will sign off for now and come back when the trade has been completed. But right now I don't need to do anything else for this trade. Alright, it's now the next day and I got this notification on my phone saying my buy order has been filled. And if you were to click on it, it gives a bit more detail about the trade. But if we were to come back, click on profile, we see I only have $8 left in cash, and if we keep coming down, we see that I now own 1 share of Tesla. I'm going to change this page back to Pro because on this page I like to see everything all at once, and you should be able to read and understand what all these figures mean now. So there you go. Hope this video has been helpful. See you in the next video.